changed a lot in the 10 years that I've been doing this. I definitely sense, I sense a very different perception about the league compared to when I started. Just people understanding the value of it, understanding the way these women have such powerful voices, such beautiful hearts, and a willingness to continue to show both of them.
Ryan Ruocco just flipped the entire WNBA on its head. And this ain't coming from some internet troll. We're talking about the league's own voice. The dude who's been calling WNBA games for over a decade is now demanding that Brittney Griner be removed. And he came with graphic receipts. No guessing. No whispers. He's flat out saying the pictures prove she's not biologically female.
How you, Brittney? Let me see something real quick. Brick! Thank you! Get the hell out of here!
And this ain't just some heated opinion. Ryan has been the biggest cheerleader for the W for years. The same guy who used to clap back every time folks made fun of the league. The one who called the WNBA's rise just the beginning. So if he's the one calling for Brittney to be kicked out, you already know. It's deeper than drama. This feels like a straight-up crisis for the league. But it's not just Ryan turning up the heat. Angel Reese's fan base is going crazy. They're saying this whole thing smells like hypocrisy. According to them, the WNBA had zero issue protecting Griner for years. But now that Caitlin Clark is bringing in record cash and brand deals, suddenly the league's trying to clean house? Yeah, right. Reese's fans are not letting that slide. They're calling out the WNBA for playing both sides, milking the controversy to boost ticket sales while pretending they care about transparency.
It is a little that Bird Magic moment, if you recall, from 1979 when those two rookies came in from a big college rivalry, one white, one black. And so we have that moment with these two. But the one thing I know about sports, you need rivalry. That's what makes people watch. They want to watch games of consequence between rivals. They don't want everybody being nice to one another.
Some of the loudest voices are even calling for boycotts. They're saying either keep it real or we're out. And it's not just emotional noise. These fans have power now. Angels bringing in numbers the league can't afford to ignore. Meanwhile, let's not forget who Ryan Ruocco is. He's not just a commentator. He's been riding for the WNBA through the roughest years. Empty arenas, weak brand deals, the league being the butt of every late-night joke. He stood tall through all that. He's always called the women of the W the perfect ambassadors.
So instead of, before, people used to love to use the WNBA as a punchline, as a joke. I think now people understand the value, first and foremost, of the basketball, and then also of these women and how incredible they are, just as these leaders in our society.
Smart, strong, passionate, the kind of stars any brand would kill to have. So for Ryan to take this stance, it means he thinks this Brittney situation is about to wreck everything. Those gender rumors have been floating for a while, but now that the league's finally in the spotlight, those whispers turned into front-page headlines. The WNBA's finally climbing out of the joke zone. Years ago, people laughed at it like it wasn't even real sports.
What's happened over the last couple of years is everybody has now understood, no, the WNBA is cool.
But now, it's finally cool, finally credible. And right when things are taking off, boom, this scandal threatens to drag the whole league backwards. For Ryan, this ain't just a job, it's his whole rep on the line. He spent years pushing to make the WNBA mainstream. And now, he's not about to sit back while it gets dragged through the mud. That's why insiders say those graphic pics of Brittney Griner didn't leak by accident. Nah, this was Ryan applying pressure, forcing the league to act, even if it cost him everything. See, the Brittney situation had already been bubbling for a minute, but then that IG clip hit the internet, and it exploded. The one where she's shirtless on camera? Yeah, that clip started trending fast. People were stunned the platform didn't even flag it as nudity. That's when folks took it as proof and went digging through every old rumor, theory, and Reddit thread they could find. And then it got even messier. Brittney had been calling herself Pop.
You're about to be a mom. How is that feeling? Pops. Oh, let me get it together. About to be a pop.
Ever since a little one came into her life, and fans jumped on that. They were like, wait, what does that mean? To them, it felt like she was low-key confirming the same rumors folks have been whispering about for years. Then boom, another clip hits the timeline. Brittney allegedly caught on video saying something that sounded like a racial slur aimed straight at Caitlin Clark. And yeah, that Caitlin Clark, the one bringing the WNBA record-breaking ratings, sold-out games, and fat checks from major sponsors.
And getting to witness her completely unique dynamic stardom at the college level and seeing the way it carried over to the pros. She's a supernova like we just have never seen before.
Suddenly, this wasn't just about gender talk anymore. This was a PR wildfire. At that point, the league couldn't keep dodging. Every trending topic, every podcast, every sports show was looping Brittney's name. And just when you thought the mess couldn't get any bigger, Ryan drops the bomb. Graphic photos, personal records, all of it. He didn't hold nothing back. By the next morning, WNBA execs were scrambling. Emergency meetings got called before sunrise. And this wasn't just about Brittney. It was about protecting the bag. The WNBA is finally cashing in. Packed arenas, primetime coverage, huge TV deals. They're printing money for the first time ever. One wrong move now, everything could fall apart. Ryan even talked about it. How Chicago went from ghost town arenas to playoff energy. He's seen the shift with his own eyes.
A place that when I first started doing games, there was no one at those Chicago games. Nobody. And I'm in those 2021 playoffs, and it feels like the roof's about to blow off from how loud it is and the vibe in there, and Chance the Rapper courtside going nuts, and Copper hitting jumpers, and like you're like, wow, something is happening here.
And now, NBA execs, the big money behind the curtain, are pressing Commissioner Cathy Engelbert hard. They're warning her straight up, clean this up fast, or they'll back out. No more support, no more funding. They don't care about feelings. They care about Caitlin Clark's momentum. To them, Caitlin is the future. Ryan even called her a supernova, the one pulling the WNBA into a brand new galaxy. That's how big she is right now. And any scandal that messes with her rise, they're ready to shut it down by any means. But here's where it gets even crazier. Brittney's team didn't stay quiet. Hours after Ryan posted, her lawyers came in hot, calling it all a smear campaign and threatening lawsuits against anyone who reposted those pictures. Legal threats flying everywhere, but the internet was already on fire. The damage already done. And now, Adam Silver's name is getting dragged into it. That just took everything up 10 levels. This ain't just a WNBA issue anymore. This is turning into an NBA situation too. And for Ryan, this league isn't just some gig. He's said it over and over. The WNBA feels like family. Players, coaches, reporters, they've all been fighting side by side for years to earn real respect.
Because it's at a time where it's just so awesome, so exciting to be a part of. And it just feels like, it just feels like it's just beginning. Not to make everything about ratings,
But now, with everything they've built finally blowing up in a good way, Brittney's scandal might bring it all crashing down. Adam Silver ain't even the WNBA commissioner, but when it comes to protecting the league's image, he don't play. Just look back at 2014. Dude banned Clippers owner Donald Sterling for life over some racist comments made in private. Hit him with a $2.5 million fine and forced him to sell the whole team. That's the kind of power move Adam's known for. No hesitation, no warnings, just action.
Accordingly, effective immediately, I am banning Mr. Sterling for life from any association with the Clippers organization or the NBA.
So if Brittney Griner really said something wild about Caitlin Clark, even off camera, you better believe Adam won't let that slide. Once he steps in, she's not walking away untouched. And don't count on WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert to clean this up by herself either. Fans and even players say she's been dragging her feet for years. Let's not forget how she fumbled the backlash between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark's fan bases. Instead of calling out the straight-up racist comments aimed at Reese, Cathy tried to spin it like it was some cute Larry Bird versus Magic Johnson moment. What? Players were furious, fans were confused, And that moment right there, that's when people stopped trusting Kathy to handle real issues. Now, the pressure's closing in from every direction. Sources say Caitlin Clark's own camp is pushing the league hard to update its rules, especially when it comes to gender verification. Quietly, they're warning that all these Brittney headlines could mess up Caitlin's entire rookie season, and not just her stats. We're talking about millions in brand deals and endorsements tied to her name. One wrong headline could wreck everything. Meanwhile, Ryan Ruocco is making sure this doesn't get buried. He's forcing the issue into the spotlight, and it's not just about Brittney anymore, it's about money, trust, and the NBA's future. That's why folks say Adam Silver's now under pressure to step in directly. If he doesn't, this scandal could blow up way past women's basketball. It could stain the entire league system. Behind the scenes, execs are panicking. Sponsors who just signed multi-million-dollar deals off the Caitlin Clark hype, they're threatening to pull out fast. Ticket sales might be high, but these brands want nothing to do with headlines about gender controversies and racial slurs. They came for the clean, shiny image, and now they're ready to bounce if the league doesn't lock this down. And now Ryan, he's already taking hits. Word is, ESPN pulled him from a couple NBA and WNBA games quietly, just to cool things off while the investigation plays out. Even though fans online are calling him the only one brave enough to say what everyone else won't, it still looks like he's paying the price. But here's the kicker. It's not just about Brittney anymore. She's not the only one under the microscope now. And once the floodgates open, this whole thing could get way uglier by the end of the week. Fans and insiders are now pulling even more names into the fire, saying this whole Brittney scandal is just the tip of the iceberg. They're claiming the WNBA has been quietly protecting certain players for years. The spotlight's on Natasha Howard now. People been saying her voice is deeper than usual, and her muscular frame has raised eyebrows for seasons. Then there's Isabel Harrison. Fans claim she's been tied to a private clinic that allegedly offers hormone therapy to athletes. Even Mercedes Russell's name is trending again. Folks dug up old photos showing her dramatic transformation in just a couple seasons, and now they're demanding answers. Social media is going wild, comparing side-by-sides, reposting old clips, and accusing the league of covering up for players who don't fit the image. And now, the whispers behind the scenes are getting louder. People inside the NBA are allegedly talking about removing Kathy Engelbert altogether. The chatter is that she's lost control, and if she can't fix this fast, they want someone they can manage. Someone who won't let the WNBA spiral like this again. Nothing's confirmed yet, but the fact these conversations are even happening, that alone proves this scandal isn't just about Brittney anymore. It's about the entire league's credibility. And just when it felt like the WNBA couldn't take one more hit, boom, a whole new bombshell drops. A leaked memo, allegedly from the WNBA's legal department, started circulating online. It claims the league is considering mandatory gender testing for all players starting next season to calm down sponsors and preserve competitive integrity. Let that sink in. That memo hasn't been officially confirmed, but it ignited a war online. Some fans say it's the only way to stop another Brittney situation from happening. Others are furious, saying it would destroy everything women's basketball has fought for and turn the WNBA into a media circus. The reaction was instant and explosive. Insiders are even saying that if this chaos keeps building, the entire season could be delayed or cut short. Why? Because if more players get exposed or refuse testing altogether, this could unravel everything. Sponsors, contracts, TV deals, gone in a flash. Years of progress wiped out overnight. And this is why Ryan Ruocco is going so hard, even if it costs him everything. He said it before. The WNBA is just starting to rise. The momentum, the visibility, the success. It's all finally clicking, and he refuses to watch it all go up in flames because the league kept looking the other way. Meanwhile, Brittney's legal team is still out here swinging, calling the leaks a smear campaign and threatening lawsuits left and right. Kathy Engelbert's under fire for letting it snowball this far. And Adam Silver? Word is, he's officially getting ready to step in. because the next decision could determine whether the WNBA survives this storm or burns to the ground. And just when you thought Ryan Ruocco was done, he's not. Insiders say he's still holding even more files. Receipts that allegedly involve 2 current WNBA All-Stars. If those drop, this won't be about Brittney anymore. It'll be about a league that could lose a whole season, or worse. Like, share, comment your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.